Welcome back to another unsolicited and uneducated football analysis with your friend David Valentin. This time to talk about a topic that affects world football: the five changes, the five subs versus the traditional three subs. A little foreground on this story. As you guys know, as far as I can remember, in football, you're only allowed, or you were only allowed, three substitutions per game. And I always felt that was too minimal. Sometimes affected teams that perhaps they had all changes and they had an injury and they had to play a man down in crucial moments, and that's the decisive factor of them losing the game or the other team tying the game or the other team winning the game, which I guess is over redundant because I already said losing the game. Then compared to other sports where there's multiple changes, unlimited changes. Like in American football, basically, players come and go depending on the situation. Hockey, everybody has a shift. They go in and out. Basketball, players can go in, they can come out, they can go back in, etc., etc. I felt that it was too restrictive to have three changes in football. So when the pandemic happened and world football returned in 2020, that was the rule of allowing five changes. The reason for that is because the belief was simple. Hey, there's a pandemic, players can be affected physically. They had to they don't get to train. There was a lot of reasons. I heard a bunch of reasons, but to be quite honest, I really liked it, and a lot of people did. Now, here in the United States, the MLS and the USL, who are, the MLS is the premiership here, it's the first division here in the United States and Canada. And then you have USL, who controls the second, third, and fourth division of American football. Those leagues decided to keep the five changes, while other leagues in the world went back to three changes. I follow a team in the EFL League Two, Stevenage, and I also follow a team in the Israeli Premiership, Maccabi Haifa, and I got to see these leagues revert to the three changes. And to be quite honest with you, I really didn't like it because I was seeing how dynamic MLS, my team Orlando City, plays in MLS, and how dynamic that was. The five changes really benefit both teams because the games tend to be more dynamic, and then when at times you get to have a change when bad situations happen, like injuries, and on top of that, in MLS you get an extra change if you go into extra time in the chance of being in a tournament that has to be decided by penalty kicks. You get an extra one, and you get an extra one on top of that for head injury. So I find the games dynamic, and I find the games really aggressive, and I just really like the opportunity that my team can make adjustments accordingly, and it makes better football. I was reading that the EFL for the 2022-2023 season is going to revert back to the five changes, simply because they're finding out that is better football. Obviously, while the pandemic is not as rampant and as crazy as it was before a vaccine was created, COVID still around, and I can tell you, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I contracted it for the first time, and I have to tell you that even though I'm negative now, my lungs are still affected by it. It's probably one of the worst experiences I ever had. I mean, I had the flu before. I thought that was really bad. COVID is god awful. It comes out of nowhere, and it just takes over. Let's just say that. So going back to the football, I was super excited about seeing the EFL making that decision. Of course, like everything, there's people that consider themselves purist and traditionalists, and they don't want that to happen. But there I ask, there's a lot of things that have happened in football that were brought into the game. For example, the yellow and red card system that was invented and brought into the game. It wasn't there from the beginning. The forward pass, that was one of the first changes that we've had. The definition of having teams wear different shirts, the adding of numbers, the adding of names to the jerseys, the fact that the goalkeepers wear a different color kit than the field players, the lines on the pitch. We also have there's a bunch of decisions that have taken place in the game of football, that this idea that, bringing these changes, it just ruins the game. We have VAR, which is just a part of life now, and for better or for worse, in my opinion, it has improved the game of football. Some people will be, well, excuse me. Some people will be like, well, VAR has ruined the game. Well, it depends. Obviously, like everything, it's who uses it, how they use it, how they apply it. We can go and look at referees and how they apply the rules of the game. And to be quite honest, there's good people and there's bad people. But to go back to the purpose of the video, I'm super excited about that decision. Like I said, I think 5 subs in football is going to make the game more dynamic, fun, and aggressive. And I think a lot of fans want that at the end of the day. And also, it gives the opportunity to see more players on the pitch. I felt that it was very rigid with the 3 subs. So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that to discussion. Please comment, share with me what you think should happen. The fact that the EFL is doing this, other European leagues are following through. In fact, I am super proud to say that our national league here in the United States and Canada had the foresight just to keep it that way. And to be quite honest, the season has been something else. Has been high scoring, very tactical, because teams are no longer restricted by the rigid rule of the 3 subs. Excuse me. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. I can be found on Twitter at FloridaMan_76, and here in this channel, the legendary David on YouTube. Hope that you give me a thumbs up, you give me a subscription if you want to follow Orlando City, which is the primary focus of this channel. If not, I hope that you enjoy that, and this can spark some discussion about this, what it seems to be a rule that is here to stay, the 5 subs in the game of football or soccer. Thank you very much. May God bless you. See you guys soon.